Hey everyone, Leroy here with the latest Koppers video update. Now our COVID case count has continued to rise with cases up 13 from last week, but our total number of employees that are vaccinated is now up to 1,265, or approximately 61% in North America and 66% internationally. Now a memo went out yesterday from Joe Dowd, our VP of Zero Harm, to all of our US-based employees regarding the announcement last week from President Biden that outlined his plan to get the virus under control and in turn our lives back to what we remember prior to the pandemic. Now most people have probably already read the headlines of what the President wants to do, which I'll summarize as having OSHA require employers with more than 100 employees to either require vaccinations or require testing of unvaccinated employees on a weekly basis. Now, the only thing we're sure of at this point is that Koppers will fall within the guidelines as they've currently been described. What we still don't know is the exact timing of when we'll need to be in compliance and some other important details to help us understand what latitude we have, if any, to form our own response plan. Now, there will be more to come and we'll share that when we know it. Yesterday, I was able to meet with 21 of our unvaccinated U.S. employees to listen to their concerns about getting vaccinated. I want to take a moment to thank all of them for being willing to share their thoughts with me during our 2-hour session. The intent was to get a cross-section of input as I and the Leadership Council have to formulate our plans for a path forward, and I didn't want that to be without hearing from some of those in opposition to the vaccination. Now, I won't rehash the many objections that were made, except maybe to classify almost all of them as a mistrust of just about every institution in power, from the government to big pharma to people like me, the business leaders and CEOs that have been pushing our people to get vaccinated. There's just one other point I'll make, which is one that I made yesterday, which is the tendency for most everyone, and I include myself when I say this, to fall prey to confirmation bias. Now, confirmation bias is when we only seek to hear from information sources that will confirm our already held beliefs. My recommendation is for everyone to follow the best practice of not limiting yourself to only consuming information from one source, but instead from a diverse collection of resources as a way to combat confirmation bias. From my standpoint, as long as I continue to have the privilege of running Koppers, I'll do it in a way that places my and the company's value for people, planet, and performance at the forefront. That has been mine and will continue to be my guiding light. So once again, my thanks goes to those who took the time to talk yesterday and share your views. This week is National Truck Driver Appreciation Week, and I want to take a moment to acknowledge our professional drivers who tirelessly travel across highways and byways every day to safely deliver products to our customers. These men and women are part of a critical network that helps keep the economy moving. In fact, as a whole, truck drivers in the U.S. travel a total of nearly 300 billion miles per year to deliver essential supplies. Now, while it was our intention to hold a special in-person Koppers Zero Harm Truck Driving Championship this October, we've decided to reschedule the event to 2022 for safety reasons due to the increasing case count of COVID-19 across the country. That said, for 2021, we were able to identify our company's top drivers as they competed against one another to be the best of the best in the leading indicators shown on the screen. This year, we recognize the following individuals for their awesome performance keeping themselves and others safe while on the road. At KPC, Frank Fuller, Robert Lynn Brown, and Jeff Koch. At KRR, Ted Allen, Roy Barlow, Mike Mayo, and Jordan Dossman. And at KUIP, David Dunn, Hansel Hodge, and Danny Brown. Please join me in congratulating these gentlemen for their great work. The Zero Harm team will be in touch with each individual to provide them with the prize. Congratulations, guys. Earlier in September, Culture and Engagement rolled out a new employee resource called Life Matters for those in North America. This resource provides employees and their families with 24-hour expert assistance to address personal concerns such as work and home life balance, legal or financial concerns, education resources, caregiver support, mental health support, and more. There's even a Life Matters app that can be downloaded for on-the-go access. So if you haven't yet, I encourage you to visit the website, mylifematters.com, or download the app to learn more and take advantage of the tools that may be helpful to you. You may have heard that earlier this week, Koppers hosted its first Investor Day, where we shared an in-depth review of our business, as well as information about our strategic growth initiatives through 2025 with current and prospective members of the investment community. The goal was to help them better understand our company's overall story and give them greater confidence in our long-term growth strategy. We had solid in-person and virtual attendance and have already received a good amount of positive feedback from those in attendance. The presentation and event replay link can be found on the Investor Relations page of Koppers.com. I'd like to take a moment to thank our VP of Investor Relations, Quinn McGuire, along with the many members of the Koppers team, including Ben Proville, Denise Young, Jessica Franklin, Fran Wisniewski, Brad Pierce, Jim Hogan, Ryan Doherty, Tushar Lovelicker, Julia Millman, and Monica Snyder, who have worked tirelessly over the last several months to ensure the event's success. I also want to thank our video stars, Leslie Hyde, Joe Dow, Jim Healy, Doug Fenwick, Travis Gross, and Christian Nielsen, and also to our presenters, our chairman, Steve Tritch, our COO, Jim Sullivan, our CFO, Mike Zugay, and our incoming CFO, Jimmy Sue Smith. Finally, thanks to Marco and Jenny Giordani from Canna Films for their great work in making us all look good. That's all for this week. I hope everyone finds time to enjoy your weekend and hope everyone continues to stay safe and stay strong.